Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sneha, and in 2018 I'd made a video where I discussed the brands that I want to try out in 2018. So this video is like a follow-up, so I'm going to discuss what brands I did try from those lists, some that I didn't try and why I potentially didn't try from those brands, and some extra brands that crept in and I did get to try quite a bit of new brands in 2018. So if you'd like to know about those brands, please continue watching. So I have a list of the brands that I had listed on my phone right here. So in case I'm looking here, I'm looking at my phone and reading off just so I'm not off track. So I had 8 brands that I had wanted to try in 2018. And of that, 50% was a success. I was able to try half of those brands. So the 4 brands that I did not try were Iconic London. Just because, I don't know, I just feel like the highlighters are too overpriced and I already have so many liquid highlighters and I've not really been in touch with any other products from their line, so that's the reasoning for Iconic London. Kett Cosmetics, again, I have been tempted to get some of their Skinny Dip, either the palette or the highlighters, but again, I have so many highlighters that I just didn't feel too drawn to that brand in general. The third brand that I did actually want to try quite strongly is Juvia's Place, and I was planning on getting some of their eyeshadow palettes, but again somehow the color story, or I don't know, just the shades I found were not appealing to me, or they were repeats from what I already have in my collection, so I just couldn't justify buying another palette just for the sake of trying a brand. But hopefully in the future, in 2019 or 2020, maybe one palette will appeal to me and I will end up trying Juvia's Place. But for now, I haven't. And the fourth brand that I did want to try is by P. Louise. I really wanted to try her eye base, but I haven't, just because I have so many eye primers that I do enjoy. And secondly, just because it's a cream product, I'm skeptical if it'll survive on my oily eyelids. Also, the shipping for that product, if I had to just get shade number 3 or 4, I think, is quite steep, so I do want to get a bunch of them, maybe for my kit or something, but again, it's not happened this year. Now, moving on to the 4 brands that I did want to try and I have successfully done. The first one is Mcgrath Labs, and I have tried not only her eyeshadow palette, I've tried the Mothership 3 Subversive palette, and I have created a few looks here on YouTube already, so I'm going to link it as cards if you're interested. And I've also tried her eyeliner pencil, and that's hands down my favorite so far. So I've tried that brand and I really love the products that I've tried so far. The next brand is Peaches and Cream. That's something I wanted to try, and at IMATS I was fortunate enough to have the brand booth right there. So from Peaches and Cream, I did get to try some of their pigments glitters, and they come in these little tiny cute packages. So I have about 6 of them. And I don't think I've used any one of them on my YouTube channel yet, but I do plan to. Some stunning colors are, I would say, Fangulous, which is a duochrome shade with that blue-purple kind of a shift. Another one that is really cute is Ruby, which is a red pigment almost. Some fine glitters are Bollywood, which looks like this, which is stunning. Another one that I really like is Famous, and then I might as well show you all the shades. I have Gatsby, which is quite a popular shade, I think. It's quite a neutral silver gold kind of a shade, quite interesting. And then Selfie, which is like a light peach color. So those are the pigments glitters that I have from Peaches and Cream, and then I purchased some lashes. They had a good deal, so I think I have 9 or 10 lashes from Peaches and Cream. This is just one style. This is number 1. I've just taken a couple of them out to show you guys. This is style number 2. You can see this is longer. And then style number 17 is longer than style number 2. So again, I have these lashes, and in 2018 I haven't been wearing much false lashes. So I haven't tried them on my eyes yet, but they look really comfortable, and they are especially some of the styles are comparable to the ones that I like, such as the Ardell Demi Wispies. So I do think once I get back on the false lash train, I will wear some of these styles, but majority of these are for my freelance kit. The next brand that I did want to try was Lime Crime, and I did try their matte velveteens, and I am a convert. I absolutely love these liquid lipsticks, so much so that I went ahead and bought I think 8 or 10 more shades. I think the shade that got most use, at least 2 of them, one of them is New Americana, which is the stunning orange red shade, and I do think I have pictures of wearing this on my Instagram. So if you do follow me there, you already have seen how this looks on my skin tone. A couple of other shades that I really love from this range is Red Rose, Red Rose, which is like a pink toned red. Very beautiful again on the lips. And the third shade is Saint, which is like a mauve nude shade, which is like perfect for me on a day-to-day basis. So I absolutely adore the matte velveteen formula. The last brand that I wanted to try was Sugarpill, and I did manage to try one product from them, which is this black eyeshadow. There you go. It's quite a nice intense black eyeshadow, but I haven't honestly played around much with it just because it's sitting like this separate with these colorful eyeshadows, and usually I tend to use most shades from the same palette or certain other palettes that I'm familiar with, such as the Viseart ones. So honestly speaking, I haven't tried it out much, so I can't give you a feedback on how it is, but I have tried something from this brand. Now, what is surprising is I've tried so many other brands that were nowhere on my list. I actually have tried more new brands that I didn't mention in that video than the products that I actually did mention, or the brands that I did actually mention. The first one is probably hands down my favorite brand from 2018, if I can say that. For the most part, I think it is. It is Danessa Myricks, and I love her products. I've tried so many of them so far. I've tried her Color Fix product, which I've used in a few tutorials, and I'll link it right here if you want to watch some of them. Tried her Vision Cover foundation, which is quite nice, and I do have to mix a couple of shades to get my right skin tone, but it seems to be a nice product, especially for photo shoots. I've also tried her Enlight Illuminators. I believe I have 2 shades. One is too dark for me, which is Attraction, and the other one is Gotcha Glow, which is beautiful, and that's what I have on my cheeks and also lightly on my lips and my arch of the brows. But it's a powder highlight that can go from quite subtle, like I have on my cheeks right now. You can build up and even actually use it in the liquid form to get full-on opacity. But that's again a product that I've really been enjoying. And then lastly, I think I've also tried, I've also tried her liquid illuminators. They're called something, which looks like this. This is the Illuminating Veil. Absolutely beautiful. I love to use this under my foundation, just on the high points of my cheeks. And even though I don't wear any powder highlighter on top, this just gives me a beautiful glow through the foundation, even though I wear something full coverage like the Estee Lauder Double Wear. Brilliant product. And lastly, I've tried her, I think it's the last product, the Evolution powders, which is colored powders which are translucent. But the one that I have is slightly dark for me, shade number 3. And this is what that looks like. This is shade number 3. And as you can see, it's darker than my skin tone. This is meant for tan skin tones, but it's slightly dark. So I do have to go down a shade, I think. So at some point I will get shade number 2. But for now, I just mix this with RCMA, no color powder or anything translucent, or even the FW powder in the shade Light. So I custom mix them and have it in a separate jar, but on its own it's slightly dark for me. So that's a brand I've really loved this year, and I've got to try so many products from that range. Next, I got to try Linda Hallberg brand, and the only product I've tried so far is the glass skin product. I forget the name of it, but I have a full review video on it and how I use it and the different ways one can use it. So I'm just going to link it right here if you'd like to watch that. It's a brilliant product, perfect for any makeup artist or anybody who loves a glass skin-like finish. So the next brand that I did try is colored Raine, and I've tried her liquid lipstick. So this is in the shade Cherry Blossom. Beautiful deep toned red shade, and the formula is really nice and comfortable and long lasting. And then I've also tried the Cheers to the Beauty palette by Colored Raine. The formula is really wonderful, and I have created a 3 looks 1 palette video with this. And if I'm not done with all the videos that I can link, it will be here. If not, it's definitely going to be in the description box below. And again, it's one of those brands that I've really enjoyed whatever I have tried from the brand. This year, with Lisa Eldridge's launch of her lipsticks, I did get to try this as well. I tried the shade Velvet Ribbon, and it's quite a unique formula, especially the way the bullet looks. It's absolutely stunning. So I don't know if you can tell on camera that it looks velvet on the outside. Not the top portion, which looks shiny, but the rest of the bullet is quite velvet-like. It's basically just really fine lines, like check lines, going through the sides of the bullet. But really good packaging. It was expensive, but it's still cheaper than some of the other higher-end lipsticks, so it's definitely worth trying out and having in your collection. Another brand that I did get to try in 2018 is Sydney Grace. And first on her Instagram page, I was just drawn to the eyeshadows. They just looked super smooth and buttery and very pigmented, and the shades were absolutely brilliant. So I did buy 3 of her eyeshadows here to try out, and they're really nice colors and very pigmented again. You know, trademarks of a good eyeshadow, I should say. And I also ended up trying 3 of the liquid eyeshadows. Now, I don't use these on their own on my eyelids because they tend to crease on my oily eyelids. They do not last. So I do have to wear an eye primer, and then these work on my oily eyelids. But these are really nice and versatile. You can just use these for cut crease, or, you know, add quite intense shimmer to any portion of your eye. Or, you know, if you're creative, you can apply these also on your face. Again, good quality products, and I do think the price point is comparable to drugstore, but the quality is better, so highly recommend Sydney Grace. Next brand is FWBEAUTY, which is an indie brand based here in the UK. The Bengal palette from them, and that's what I have on my eyes today in case you're curious. It's a really good formula of eyeshadows, and I also received other products in the PR package. A loose setting powder, a liquid lipstick, which may be too light for my skin tone, so I'm not sure about it yet. I haven't applied it. And then lastly, a highlighting mist. So again, the gold is settled, I believe, on the bottom. But once you mix it, you can see the beautiful gold swirls through it. And I have used this on a photo shoot recently to spray and add glow to the body, and it works really well. Now at IMATS, amongst all the other professional brands, something I really was interested in was Kett Cosmetics, because they're supposed to have really good base products, so foundations and powders. And they newly launched this particular powder, which is their Fix Powder Foundation. So I was color matched to the shade, which is Neutral 5, and as you can see, it's a pretty good match for my skin tone. And I think the shades are spot on, because typically you would think that I am quite warm, but actually I'm quite neutral in tone, so these are really good. It's supposed to have really good ingredients. I don't remember at the top of my head, but it's a really nice finely milled powder. The next brand that I tried is Atelier, and I've tried their Ultra Foundations, which sit right here in my kit, and I also have all their adjusters as well. These are brilliant foundations, and I use them a lot for my professional freelance work, but I haven't tried it yet on my skin type, so I'm not sure how it's going to fare on an oily skin type, but it's definitely suited more for the drier, normal, and maybe combination skin types. I would say that the coverage is buildable from light to maybe medium full, depending on how much you apply, but it gives a really nice glow to the skin and also keeps it look more skin-like, I would say. So very versatile. You can use a light layer or build up depending on how much coverage you would like. I also have a setting spray from Atelier, which is their ultra matte one, but I don't think I've tried it yet, so I can't give you my opinion on that yet. Another brand of lipsticks that I've loved this year are by Mcgrath Cosmetics. So these are 2 shades. This is Ritual, which is what I have on my lips right now, with a darker lip liner. Another one is Alter Ego, which is a beautiful bright pink. And I think these and the Lime Crime lipsticks, the liquid lipsticks, are definitely my favorite formula of liquid lipsticks. Nabla also has released some stunning face or base products and highlighters, and I'm very curious to try them, so maybe I will add those later to my collection, but these liquid lipsticks are brilliant. And lastly, I got to try some new brands thanks to the tools that I got to try this year. I'm just going to show you one or two brushes just so that we save time. So a few examples from Hakuhodo, and these are the brushes amongst others that I have purchased this year, and I'm very amazed by the quality and especially the specific tiny detail shape of these brushes. And I purchased these at iMats in case you were curious with the discount. But I'm very curious to add more styles to my brush collection because I'm very happy with the quality and the finish that I get when I use these brushes. Next, I've also tried ESUM, which is a brush, and I just have tried one brush from them, which is the W19. And this brush is so versatile. I really like the small size, so it's perfect for either applying your lipstick, lip liner, blending out your lipstick, so basically lip work. Or it's also good for applying eyeshadow, like I've used this to apply the green shade today. Really beautiful, and it packs on colors quite nicely, picks up enough amount, and the best part is that it cleans off really easily, which I really appreciate about a brush. So I will be investing in more ESUM brushes for sure. Also this year I did try some MykitCo brushes, which are, I think it's a company based here in the UK in Manchester. I got some larger brushes. I think this was the Flawless Face brush. I think this is a really good size for multi-purpose, either contouring, highlighting, setting under the eyes, blending out your concealer, all those kind of things. Also these tiny brushes for eyes. I really like this large blending brush, and it's really good for quickly adding your transition shades or blending out eyeshadows in your crease. This other brush, which is 1.3, is lovely to apply shades to your crease. I've used it today to add. Did I use it today? Yes, I did. I applied the green shades in the crease and also blend out the edges with this brush. And then lastly, I have 3.1, which is a fabulous lip brush. I really have been enjoying this shape of brushes for applying lipstick, especially on my clients. Another favorite brush brand this year has been Kett Cosmetics, and these are just some of the brushes that I've purchased from them. Again, brilliant quality, and just the unique shapes and design of these brushes is what I really love about them. Again, I have this one is 205, this one is 235, and this lip brush is 302. Brilliant brushes. And then lastly, the brand that I've tried is Bdellium Tools. And again, I do have some unique brushes from this line. This one is like a tiny brush, great for detail work or cleaning up your lip line or cleaning up the eyeliner. This is your stubby small shader brush, which I'm not a big fan of, but I did try it out. And then this one is the 731, which is a mascara brush, which is really good for applying mascara to clients, so that you don't have to carry too many disposables in your kit. And this can be cleaned and sanitized just like your regular brushes. Whew, so that's it. That's all the brands that I wanted to try in 2018. Some that I did try, some that I didn't try, and so many other extras that I did end up trying in 2018. Do you have a favorite brand from 2018 or a couple of them? Do let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me.